Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be my January 2020 wrap up. So, in the month of January, I read, let me count, 8 books. I've read 8 books. I'm really happy with the amount of books that I've read. So let's start with some information on my month. So I've read 8 books. I've read 2,864 pages, which is pretty great. I listened to 26 hours and 44 minutes of audiobooks. I've gave an average rating of 4.5. So in this rating, I gave one book a 3-star, one book 4-star, 2 books 4.5 star, and 4 books 5-star. So it was a good reading month for me, which I'm really happy about that. 2 of those books were own voices. I read 2 classics this month. I've read 3 fantasy. I've read 1 contemporary. I've read 1 science fiction and 1 thriller. 3 of those books were from audiobook, and 5 of those books I read physically. 3 of those books were adult, 1 was middle grade, and 4 were YA. 4 of those books were written by a female author, and 4 of those books were written by a male author. So let's start with the first book that I've read in January, and that is A Very Large Eid by Tara Mafi. I loved this book. This was my first read of 2020, and I'm so glad for it. I absolutely loved it. I think it was perfect. I listened to it on audiobook. I loved the audiobook. It was really good. This book is about a young girl that is new to this school, and she is experimenting and living with the fact that she wears a hijab, and she does feel discriminated, and she's not really bullied, but you know, people are scared of her. And this story is set 1 year after 9/11, so yeah, she's really into like the prejudice thing of being Muslim, and yeah, it's really heartbreaking. But she meets this boy named Ocean, and he's precious, and I love him so much. He's such a good character. I love him so damn much. I absolutely love this book. I don't know what to say. I think this book is so relevant, and it's impact me in a way. I'm still thinking about this book, even though I'm not going through, you know, what she's been through. I'm not Muslim. I don't feel discriminated in my daily life. But I did grow up in a neighborhood where I was the minority. I grew up in a neighborhood in Montreal where in my class, just to give you an example, in my class, we were like, I was white, and maybe there were like 2 or 3 other kids that were white. So I didn't go through what she did in this book, but I can still get it, you know, because I've seen it for my 8 years that I grew up and been to school with people who've been discriminated, persecuted, and just, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I don't know if I do make sense, but anyway, really love this book. Give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, this book was amazing. Next book that I've read in the month of January is another 5-star for me, and that is The Last Hero by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series, which is just a follow-up of Percy Jackson. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars because I don't really see myself giving a Rick Riordan's book any other rating. Like, no. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. I do miss Percy, so I'm really excited for the second one, which I'm gonna read in February. But yeah, I tabbed it, as you can tell. I'm probably gonna do a video about how I tab my books because I think it's gonna be interesting. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I really missed Percy, but I really loved 2 of the new characters. I enjoyed Jason. He's not my favorite, but I did enjoy him. I love Leo with all my heart. Like, it's so damn much. I love him. He's so precious. And I really love Piper too. I think she's a great character, and she is helping the stigma of Aphrodite kids. Just gonna say that. I think it's a spoiler. Oh well. Spoiler. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was really surprised to realize that the castle on the cover is actually the Chateau Frontenac, which is like a known building, a known castle here in Quebec. And yeah, it's in the city of Quebec, but yeah, I've been there. And it's just like crazy to think that they go to Quebec and they go to the Chateau Frontenac. It's just crazy. And then I realized that on the cover, it is the Chateau Frontenac. I was like, what? I was really surprised and really happy. Yeah, it's fun fact. Full of adventures, new plot thing, new like quest that is coming, and I'm really excited for it. I did enjoy the little bit of Roman mythology that we were introduced in, but I think we're gonna learn more about Roman mythology in the second one. I hope so. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. This was my big book of the month. Also, this book is over 500 pages. So yeah, and like I said, 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I've read The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. This is a classic science fiction book that inspired the movie of the same name. This one I gave a 3 out of 5 star. I thought it was okay. Like, some part I really enjoyed, and other I just think they were dragging and they were just like long and long and long. And I listened to it on audiobook, and it's like a 4-hour on audiobook and like an 180 pages book, and it took me so long to read it. Like, I could have finished it in one day, but didn't. It was kind of dry. Yeah. But I see the importance of this. You know, this inspired many books. I'm sure of it. This is about an alien invasion from the Martians. Not like little green Martians. They're like robotic species. Yeah. But like I said, yeah, it was a bit dry, but I get it. I get why it's a classic. I get it. Next, I've read 1984 by George Orwell. I'm so glad I finished this. This book I started back in October, and yeah, I just finished it. This book is 300 pages. You know, I was like, oh, it's not gonna take too long, but it's pretty dry, especially like in the first part, where everything is settled. This one I gave a 4-star because I really get it. Like I enjoyed myself reading it, especially the ending was shocking to me. I was really shocked, and I was not expecting that at all. I just think maybe why I gave it a 4 out of 5 star is just that some parts, like I said, were draggings. I didn't like the main character. I hated him. He is misogynist. Is that the word? I'm pretty sure. I hated him. And also, the ending was really rushed. I would have liked if we took more time with it. I think it would have been better. But I get it. Next book is a book that really confused me. And that is Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore. This book I gave a 4.5 out of 5 star. I really, really enjoyed it. This book is separated in parts. There's no chapters. That's one of the main reasons why I think this book is more a 4.5 out of 5 star. I don't like when there's like no chapters. I think the book is never ending. You know, it's just forever. I'm gonna read this book forever. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's just not for me. Anyway, this book is told in like different parts, and it's really, I don't know how to explain this book, and I don't know if I should, because I think why I enjoyed it so much, it's just about the twists and turns. Like in the first 2 parts, I was like, this book is a mystery. It's a straight up mystery, okay? We're trying to find out who stole something. You know, it's a mystery. But then, it was not. Then it was kind of science fiction-y, and yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed these science fiction mystery parts. I think it was brilliant. Yeah. I was just really, really confused. For like, until like the 5th part, I was confused. I didn't know really, yes, I knew what was going on, but I was like, I was confused. But then, in the 5th part, everything made sense. And in the 6th part, the final part, I just understand everything. And I was like, oh my god, I want to reread this book. Knowing the ending, you know? Yeah. This book, yeah. And this book was for my Jenga to be our prompt of like lowest rated book on Goodreads. I don't get it. It was so cool. Next, I've read Final Girls by Riley Sager. This was my adult and my thriller book of the month. This book, I gave a 4.5 out of 5 star. It could have been a 5 star, easily. Why it's a 4.5? It's because of the ending. I was shook. I was not expecting that at all. Anyway, if you don't know what it is about, this is about the final girls. So basically, you know, in horror movies, when like a big massacre, big murder crowd is going on, there's a lot of time a final girl that survives everything. And yeah, so it's about 3 final girls that survive gruesome, murder spree events. And one day, one of those final girls is found dead. Presumably, she killed herself. And like I said, I'm just gonna say that. And like I said, I was so shook of the ending. I was not expecting that at all. like at all. I was shook, but you know, the reveal is like told in like 20 pages before the book is ending. It's so fast. That's one of the things that I didn't like. It was so rushed. So rushed. The ending was so rushed. I hated it. I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to have more time to understand and not just like the characters explaining why they're doing this. I wanted like real explanation, but like not the character explaining those things, you know? Anyway, I wanted more. That's basically it. I just wanted more. But I still really enjoyed this book. I think it was amazing. And I want to read more of Riley Sager's book. He's an amazing writer. Yeah. Next book that I've read is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. To be more precise, I've read Harry Potter à l'école des sorciers. So it's the first book in French. As you may know, I am an elementary school teacher. I teach grade 6. And we are currently in a team of Harry Potter. So we're reading Harry Potter. So every student in my class has a copy of the first book in French. Obviously, I'm teaching in French. And so I had to reread the first one for the purpose that we were studying the first book. So, yeah. I obviously gave it a 5 out of 5 star. That's no surprise. I love Harry Potter. And, yeah. And it was actually my first time reading it in French. And, yeah, it was interesting. But, yeah, gave it a 5 out of 5 star. And finally, the final book that I've read in January is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Edegami. I love this book. I listened to this on audiobook. The audiobook was amazing. The narrator was brilliant. I really recommend the audiobook for this one. I really loved Children of Blood and Bone, the first book. Really loved it. But I think the second one is my favorite. We're really diving into the politics of the world and the magic system and how everything is working. And yeah, it was phenomenal. I loved it. And that ending, it ends on a cliffhanger, but like a big cliffhanger. And I'm just like, I want to know what's gonna happen. I want a third book right now. God. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I give it a 5 out of 5 star. This was amazing. I loved new characters that we were introduced to, or like characters that we didn't have the time to really know in the first book. We know them more in this one. And, like Rowan. I love Rowan. Anyway, this is amazing. If you haven't picked up the first book, please do. It's so good. So good. So this is it, guys. This is my January 2020 wrap up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!